Let's get ahead with the Pxgrid now. Whenever I'm talking about the Pxgrid, that means ICE is involved every time because ICE is the one which will be hosting the Pxgrid services. All right. Now, how the Pxgrid? What is Pxgrid in first place? It's a platform, cross-platform exchange, platform exchange
Okay.
grid. So that means if you have an ICE and if you want to integrate with your FMC or FTD or Stealth Watch or WSA or Palo Alto maybe, if you can, you have to check the documentation whether it supports like many of them it will support. ICE will support the PXGrid platform for many third parties devices. So you have to what device you are using, you have to check whether it is been supported by the Cisco ICE or not. If it yes, and you can go ahead and configure the configuration. Now, what happens in this Pxgrid is that whenever you integrate your ICE with the third-party devices, you are exchanging information. So basically, you are exchanging the information. So let's take an example where there is an ICE which is acting as a AAA server. Okay. Now, in my topology also there is an ICE, but I do have a switch connected to my ICE, and there is a map PC, correct? And over here there is an edge router. Now I do have an FTD, for example, here, and I'm connected to my FMC. I'm just going with an example, then I will come back to the Stealth Watch. Now what's happening is that I am a switch is doing the authentication, AAA authentication for whom? On behalf of map PC, it is doing authentication with respect to the ICE, and ICE is going to send some instructions saying that, okay, switch, I have verified the user. Please implement these following policies. So switch will implement the following policy. Now I am using, for example, like a trust sect in this one, where instead of I'm attaching a security group tag. What I am doing is that for with my PC with the policies, I am also attaching an extra tag, a security group tag. That means just a number is been attached. For example, like 20, a number is been attached for that traffic. So whenever the PC is trying to communicate with my server one, so it will now in that traffic it will attach a security group tag also in that packet. It will attach a security group tag. Now what I'm going to do is that now I'm going to integrate this Pxgrid with my FMC, for example, so that they can exchange the information. So once I configure the connection between my FMC and ICE, what is happening is that ICE is sharing the information now. ICE is sharing the information like security group tag, for example, because I'm assigning the security group tag here. So ICE is saying that, okay, hey FMC, I do have certain security group tags which I want to share with you so that if you can create a policy and if someone or any violation is happening, you can tell me back. Now in the FMC, you are getting all the security group tags and you created a policy. Now, the security group tag for my map PC was 20, for server 1 will be like 21, for example. Now, you created a policy saying that whenever 20 is trying to communicate with 21, the policy should be violated. Policy violation. When there is a policy violation is happening, FMC will say to ICE, FMC will say to ICE saying that, hey, I have created a policy saying that 20 security group tag 20 should not communicate with 21, but that security group tag 20 has communicated with security group tag 21. And so there is a policy violation. So if you have any policy related to my policy violation, please implement that one. Now ICE will see that, okay, I don't have any policies, so there is no action. So that's where your ANC policies will come, adaptive network control policy. So what you will do here is that you will define saying that when there is an adaptive network control policy violation is being done, take certain action. So you will define that action, that policy in the AAA server. Now, this time, again, 20 is trying to communicate with 21. Again, FMC saying to I, saying that, hey, again, 20 is communicating with 21. So do you have any policy? Please implement. Now, ICE will check, yes, I do have a policy now, which is known as an ANC policy, and I can see that there is a violation happening. So what I can do is that I do have a certain policy associated to that one, and I will implement that policy now. So it will send an details, change of authorization details to my switch saying that, hey, there was a violation, policy violation. So just strip off the previous authorization and implement the new authorization. Now let's come up, now replace that one with the stealth watch now. SMC now. Again, I'm doing the same thing here. ICE is exchanging the security group tag saying that 2021. Now, again, the stealth watch is saying the same thing to the ICE. Okay, ICE, I can see that there is a stealth watch. Stealth watch has detected some anomaly behavior, and stealth watch is saying to my AAA server ICE that 20 is trying to communicate with 21. Can you please implement the ANC policy? Again, here the same thing. ANC policy is being implemented, and change of authorization will be sent here. Now, with the FMC, you are only detecting as a policy violation. But with the SMC, that means something serious has happened. That means you detected something or the virus or the some kind of behavior which is not acceptable, and you predict the SMC is like predicting something like, hey, Mike, I do have some suspicious of this traffic, so you need to stop or isolate this traffic. Now, for example, SMC has detected some kind of a virus or intrusion where the credentials of the PCs can be exported to some other server on the ISP. Now, SMC will send the information to my AAA server, that is the ICE, saying that, okay, ICE, can you please implement because I have detected some kind of behavior. Can you please stop that authorization, change the authorization? Here, I'm using the ANC policy, but as usual, now what I can do is that implement the threat-centric NAC. Threat-centric NAC, what it will do is that when I integrate like different products, you do have in different products in the threat-centric NAC, that is, you can make use of policies, you can make use of Rapid7, or I think also you do have a Cisco threat analysis, I think, CTA. So these are the different products which are used to scan the host. They will scan the host and they will remediate the host. So remediate means they will, after scanning, if they find some viruses or some kind of script is being installed, they will remove that one. Okay, so before scanning, for example, they do have a total score of like 20. So first time they scan and they got a score of 18, which is very bad now. So what they are, you define the policy saying that, okay, hey, policy, when you detect that scan policy as more than, I define the policy saying that if you detect a policy or if you do a scan and you get a score of more than 5, okay, so you get a score of more than 5, what you have to do is that implement certain policies, do a remediation. That means scan the PC. If the score is more than 5, remediate that PC. That means do accordingly, remove everything, and make sure that you do have a score of less than 5. Now, in the second scan, the score came as number 4. So it's a good score, which is acceptable now. So now, first time when the scan happens, I think I will put the remediation server here. First time when the scan happened, it sent the score to the ICE saying that, okay, it is score 18. And you do have a policy with the ANC saying that whenever the stealth watch is sending you an policy violation request, go ahead and implement this policy. Now, this policy will consist of threat-centric NAC scanning. So once this is been initiated, it will remediation server like Qualys go to the map PC, do the scanning, get the score, and send it to the ICE. So now this time is 18. So I do have defined the policy saying that okay, when you detect that it is a score 18, I want you to remediate the PC now. The Qualys server will go back again to map PC and it will remediate and make sure that the score is less than 5. So once that's happened, then again, I need to define another policy saying that whenever there is a text-centric NAC score less than 5, again, allow access to map PC. So what it will see, second time scanning, it is ICE is getting a score of less than 5 now. It will see, it will check the policies. Yes, I got the policy. Now my PC is able to communicate with the whole network.
Okay, so I'm a little bit confused there.
Yeah.
So the initial scanning, what device performed the scan? Is it ICE or
ICE will not perform. ICE is a AAA server. It does nothing. It just related to AAA server. It will just do the change of authorization, but it has nothing to do with the scanning.
Okay, what device is going to perform the scan? ThreatWatch?
No, Qualys, Rapid7, or Cisco Threat Analysis. There are different products available. You can use any of those.
Once, let's say, Qualys perform the scan on the host.
Yes.
And send the report to ICE,
yes.
Right?
Yes.
And ICE realize that the report contains a score higher than 80.
Yes.
Based on the policy you set on ICE.
Yep, it will implement that policy.
So it's gonna go. Is it gonna take that host out of service? Or what is it gonna do?
No, you are just restricting the access. You are just isolating that one. So whenever this ANC policy has been triggered, what you want to do is that you don't want this PC to communicate with different servers in your network in first place. So you will block those access first, and you will just allow only access to your remediation server and ICE. That's it. Only allow access to ICE and only allow access to remediation server, because if it's not able to communicate with the remediation server, how you can remediate the PC, right? So you should allow only these two access. Apart from these two access, no other access will be there. It's like you're isolating because ThreatWatch has sent you the policy violation.
So the remediation server is the remediation, not ICE.
No, remediation server is a different one. ICE is a different one, entirely different. So I have with the Pxgrid, it's only the what do we say, like information exchange. That's the only bit done. So when information is being exchanged, so for example, you don't want to implement this ANC policies and all those things. You're not worried about this one, okay? So now you do not even have the threat-centric NAC in your place. Now what happens is that when there is an information exchange, when you don't have any policies over here, what are you going to do with that exchange information? Is it what? Are you doing anything? It is giving any profitability or like some benefits? No, right? So you are exchanging the information. That's good and fine. I don't have any problem. But after getting the information, StealthWatch is sending you the information to the ICE saying that I have some kind of problem here, and I see that there is a policy created by my administrator and the policy has been violated, and I have been told that if the policy has been violated, I have to send you instructions. Now I am sending you the instructions saying that there is a policy violation happened with the so and so host. So if you do have another policies in place, can you please implement? ICE will get that details and he will say that, okay, I don't have anything, no policies in place. So what can I do? It will just keep quiet. Is there any benefit in exchanging the platform?
No.
Now, the purpose of the Pxgrid was when two devices get together and exchange the information, you take a benefit of it. Now, StealthWatch is giving me a complaining to the ICE saying that I do have a policy violation. ICE does not have any capacity to scan, but he has a capacity to scan and detect the virus and the script, everything. So he has the capacity and he has detected something and he is sending the information, and using that utilizing that information, you created some kind of policies which is known as adaptive network control policy, and also threat centric NAC policy, so that whenever this kind of anomaly has been occurred, you straight away want to change the authorization of that PC, isolate that PC, and allow that PC to remediate with the remediation server and get the score as less than 5, for example. And once the PC has been remediated, you allow the access to the network. But it has Pxgrid has nothing to do with the ANC, has nothing to do with the TCM. I am explaining you so that there should be some kind of benefit when you are exchanging information. So using the eyes,
Right.
these are the different products you can use. These are the different policies you can create. And that's how the policy, after creating the policy, you can isolate the PC and you can remediate that PC. After remediating the PC, you can allow the PC to communicate with the whole network. So I'm just trying to demonstrate that using the different products,
Right.
collaboration of different products, you can utilize this PX in a much better way. But
Okay.
PX is, if you want to just communicate like a PX it's nothing. It's just an information exchange. So you can do whatever you like with the information exchange. All right, clear with that one?
Yes.
Now, how the PX grid works now. To work with the PX grid, first you need a certificate authority. So now this will act as a root certificate authority. And whenever there is a PX grid integration, this will be enterprise root certificate authority. Because everything what I'm doing is that within my organization, and nothing is being integrated with my outside of my organization. So mostly it will be enterprise root CA, but if you can go ahead with the Cisco, go ahead with the Microsoft, go ahead with the Google, but that will cost you money. That's it. That's the only difference. Okay, now this is my eyes now. This is my SMC now. First, what you have to do is that take the root certificate, root CA certificate, and install in the ICE. Take the root CA certificate and install in the SMC. Because this is my enterprise root CA certificate, root CA, which will not be trusted by default by the devices. So I need to install that root CA certificate so that any certificate hereby issued by that particular CA, it should automatically
Will be
trust.
trusted.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now I will create a CSR certificate signing request for the PX grid, and I will send it to my root CA asking for a certificate. Now, PX grid certificate is a little different one, special certificate. So you need to create by manually. So once you created that template, using that template, you can issue that certificate to our ICE. Do the same thing here. You will generate the CSR over here and send the certificate request, and you will get a PX grid template certificate. So once on the both side you do have the same certificate, means values will be different, but using the same template, you have issued two different certificates to two different entities. Now, what I'm going to do is that whenever the SMC, I'm going to configure the SMC. So by the before you configure the PX grid, you have to make sure that PX grid services are up and running in the ICE. So once these PX grid services are up and running, then you can accept the traffic. It's like accept the connection integration from the different devices. So once this PXit service is up and running, now SMC will initiate the traffic. Whenever you provide all the information, SMC will communicate with the I saying that, hey, I want to integrate with you. This is my certificate. This is my root CA certificate. Okay, so it says that, okay, I am sending you the PXit certificate, which is been signed by this particular CA. eyes will look at that one. Okay, you got the Pxgrid certificate, that's correct, and it is being signed by this root CA, which I trust. So I make it as a valid, and it will add that device as a subscriber. Now, why subscriber? Because third party is coming to the eyes, please let me join you so that I can get information, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why they are called as a subscriber. So once this integration is successful, then you can see that all the informations can be, whatever the policies like ANC policies you create, everything will be seen in your SMC. And whatever the security group tag you have created over here, you can utilize those security group tags in the SMC to create the policies.
Mm.
All right. So clear with the concept, what is happening, how it happened, how the actions can be taken utilizing the different products, and how the
Mm-hmm.
actual integration happened using the enterprise CM.
Mm-hmm.